What's up, Boochie World? It's your boy Omar Wilkins, and I'm coming from you from the Iowa State Penitentiary. I want to come talk to you guys about being the prodigal son and what that means to me and my journey in this life. So before I really go into who I am and what I do and my ideas of what life has given me, I want to read something to you. If you would have asked me, if you would have asked the 13, 14, 15, or 20-year-old me what I thought about life and people, you probably would have been appalled at my response. Now here I sit inside a maximum security prison that's strategically located between a dump and a cornfield. I've been incarcerated here for the past 21 years, and although I can say I'm truly ready to come home, I've grown mentally, emotionally, and most important, spiritually. Yet let me take you back to the teenage kid who was battered by circumstances that would have turned any kid into a hardened human being. I came from a little place called Atlanta, Georgia, where gunshots were normal, drugs were acceptable, and single-parent households was just the way it was. I left home at an early age, not because I never had loving parents, but just because I thought I knew more than my parents. And it was there on the streets that I learned survival of the fittest and the only strong survive mentality. That mentality penetrated my body and permeated my being. I could run down a bunch of salacious stories to you about drug deals, crack houses, robberies, homelessness, group homes filled with abuse, boot camps filled with violence, the moves that me and my guys used to make to survive, and all this before the age of 18. The story of a battered kid in the street is all too well known to those of us incarcerated, as well as those of us who were lucky enough to make it out. People often ask why teenagers like me carried around semi-automatic rifles and sold large quantities of dope. The question should be asked, though, is how a 14, 15, or 16-year-old kid get a half a kilo of cocaine and an AK-47 in the first place. You see, our society don't speak truthfully about the root causes and the ills of our impoverished neighborhoods. I never woke up one day and said to myself, man, I think I'm going to become a criminal. Just imagine what makes us, as kids, think to ourselves, this lifestyle of drug dealing and violence is normal. This is how everybody lives. If only you, the listener, could grasp the savagery that built and created savages like me. This is why I say it was a blessing and a curse to come to prison. Because the man I am today is 180 degrees different between the kid that I was when I was arrested, as well as leading up to my arrest. The opportunity that allowed me to correct myself in here were meeting people, incarcerated men, as well as outside volunteers, who pounded into my head that I matter and that I'm loved. It's amazing how simple words of encouragement can change the course and trajectory of a human life. It's also amazing how, instead of receiving this assistance from the Department of Correction, I had to lean on men who have served several decades, as well as volunteers from the outside world. The truth, though, is that this change didn't come overnight. I was charged with first-degree murder at the age of 18, convicted at 19, and I arrived at this maximum security prison and bumped my head for at least 5 to 10 years. I will admit, though, that bumping my head is what allowed me the opportunity to change my life. You see, small doses of failure inside this prison is what built up my immunity to overcoming failure. Prison isn't built for rehabilitation. If anybody tell you that, they lying. Rehabilitation is a commodity that you have to thirst for and seek out once you arrive here. But if you do, I promise you it'll change your life. I only say that because I know it changed mine. I once considered myself a real nigga, a thug, and a gangster. However, it was with the constant love and direction that I've been given from my loved ones and the small circle of men inside here who have changed their lives. I can look in the mirror and honestly say, Omar, you are rehabilitated. You are a man. You are honorable, dependable, reliable. But most importantly, Omar, you have learned what it is and what it takes to love everyone unconditionally. Just imagine that, the prodigal son, transitioning from a young punk who hated everyone, even my family, to a man seeking love and seeking to assist and understand everyone. For those of you listening to this, that's the basis of who I am, the prodigal son. I spent a lot of my life trying to be something that I wasn't, or what everybody else wanted me to be. Somewhere along the way, somebody told me, circumstances don't make you who you are. They only reveal who you are. I learned in this life that I thrive under pressure. And I also learned in this life that if you open yourself up to the world and you know your purpose and your passion, people will come into this world and help you. So this is who I am. And I hope you guys enjoy this experience that we're about to go on together. Thank you.
Okay.